America's upgrading F-22 Raptor makes more deadly than ever. The F-22 Raptor will remain in flight until 2060. The F-22 is also known for its Super Cruise technology, which allows the fighter to reach speeds of Mach 1.5 without the need to ignite afterburners. This allows the fighter to travel faster and farther with less fuel, a scenario that extends its time for combat missions. The Air Force and Lockheed Martin have now validated some of the new weapons on the F-22 Raptor to equip the stealth fighter with more long-range precision strike technology, a wider targeting envelope or field of view, and new networking technologies enabling upgrades. Real-time collaborative targeting between aircraft. The two new weapons, which have been tested and developed for several years now, are advanced variants of existing weapons, the AIM-9X and AIM-120D air-to-air missiles. Upgraded variants of each are slated to be operational as early as next year. The new AIM-9X will shoot further and achieve a much larger targeting envelope for the pilot. Working with a variety of helmets and display systems, developer Lockheed has added an off-bore sight targeting capability that allows pilots to attack enemies from new angles. This is a much more agile missile with a better seeker and a better field of view. You can shoot over your shoulder. If the enemy is behind me in close combat, I have precise targeting on the plane to fire at them. Ken Merchant, Vice President, F-22, Lockheed, told Warrior Maven in an interview. Weapon developer Raytheon AIM-9X has informed Warrior that the Block 2 variant adds a redesigned fuse and a digital ignition safety device that improves ground handling and in-flight safety. The Block 2 also features new electronics that allow for significant improvements, including a lock-on after-launch capability using a new weapon data link to support out-of-visual range, said a Raytheon statement. Other parts of the weapon's upgrade include engineering the F-22 to fire the AIM-120D, an out-of-visual range, intermediate-range air-to-air missile AMRAAM, designed for day and night all-weather strikes. It is a shoot-and-forget missile with active transmitting radar guidance, Raytheon data says. The AIM-120D builds on an upgrade to the previous AMRAAM missile with increased strike range, GPS navigation, an inertial measurement unit, and a two-way data link, a Raytheon statement explains. The new AIM-120D uses an improved seeker and is more maneuverable with better countermeasures, said Merchant. As the Air Force and Lockheed Martin move forward with the expansion and upgrade of weapons shrouds for the F-22, there is certainly a commensurate need to upgrade its onboard software and sensors to adapt to future emerging threats, explained industry developers. Ultimately, these efforts will lead the Air Force to work out requirements for the new F-22 sensor. The F-22's fatality rate is also rapidly increasing through the integration of the new two-way Link 16 data link connectivity between aircraft, something that will help accelerate real-time aerial collaborative targeting. We've received Link 16, but we haven't been able to share what's on the Raptor digitally. We have done it through voice, explained the Merchant. Having the digital capability to transmit rapid change, combat-relevant targeting information from the F-22's cockpit, without the need for a voice radio, reduces the risk associated with more jammed or hackable communications. F-22 technology. The newer F-22s have a technology called synthetic aperture radar, or SAR, which uses electromagnetic signals or pings to transmit an image or rendering of the terrain below, enabling better target identification. SAR technology sends a ping to the ground and then analyzes the return signal to calculate contours, distances, and characteristics of the ground beneath. The F-22 is also known for its Super Cruise technology, which allows the fighter to reach speeds of Mach 1.5 without the need to ignite afterburners. This allows the fighter to travel faster and farther with less fuel, a scenario that extends its time for combat missions. The fighter jet fires a 20 mm cannon and has the capability to carry and fire all air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons, including precision-guided ground bombs, such as Joint Direct Attack munitions called GBU-32 and GBU-39. It also uses so-called radar warning receivers, a technology with an updated database called Mission Data Files designed to identify a variety of enemy warplanes, such as the F-35. Built by Lockheed Martin and Boeing, the F-22 uses two Pratt & Whitney F-119PW 100 turbofan engines with afterburners and two-dimensional thrust vectoring nozzles, an Air Force statement said. He is 16 feet tall, 62 feet long and weighs 43,340 pounds. Its maximum takeoff weight is 83,500. This aircraft was first introduced in December 2005. F-22 Raptor fighter jets delivered the first few strikes in a US-led strike against Islamic State in Iraq and Syria. When aerial bombardment began in 2014, service officials told Warrior coalition-led military action against ISIS. The F-22 began to shift its focus from air dominance missions to missions more focused on supporting ground attacks. Over the long term, given that the Air Force plans to fly the F-22 through the 2060s, these weapons upgrades are engineered to build the technical foundations needed to help integrate a new generation of air-to-air missiles as they emerge in the years to come. First sight, first shot, first kill spelled, Merchant said. In April 2006, the cost of the F-22A was estimated by the Government Accountability Office to be $361 million per aircraft. This cost reflects the F-22A's total program cost, divided by the number of jets to be purchased by the Air Force. So far, the Air Force has invested as much as $28 billion in Raptor research, development, and trials. That money, known as the sunk cost, has been spent separately from money used for future decisions, including the purchase of coffee from the jet. The F-22, above, with its predecessor, the F-15. When all 183 jets have been purchased, $34 billion will be spent on the actual purchase of these aircraft. This will result in a cost of approximately $339 million per aircraft, based on the total cost of the program. The increase in cost of one additional F-22 is approximately $120 million. If the Air Force were to buy an additional 100 F-22s today, each plane would cost less than $117 million and would continue to fall with additional aircraft purchases. The F-22 is not the most expensive aircraft ever. The quirk seems to come down to the B-2 Spirit, which is roughly $2.2 billion per unit, despite the cost increase of under $1 billion US. To be fair, orders for the B-2 went from hundreds to several dozen when the Cold War ended and the unit price skyrocketed. The F-22 uses less radar-absorbing material than the B-2 or F-117 Nighthawk, with the expectation that maintenance costs will be lower.